I want to show you how to remove bubbles from the countertop surface, just in case you have any. If you mix with a stir stick, you should almost have no bubbles, and even with the drill, as a matter of fact, because you're swirling the surface, which pops most of the bubbles. Every once in a while, for whatever reason, depending on the surface you go on, there could be lots of bubbles. That's where the denatured alcohol comes in. Now, if you have a hair dryer that gets fairly hot, or a heat gun, or even a small torch, that can do the same thing. The denatured alcohol is just probably the easiest for most people if they don't have torches and, I guess, for the single guys, hair dryers. You're gonna want a good sprayer, nothing that shoots out little streams. It needs to be a really fine mist, like that. And you're just gonna shoot not at the counter, just over the counter and let it fall on the counter. What it does is it breaks the surface plane of the epoxy, popping any bubble, and then it immediately evaporates and lays the epoxy back out. And all I'm doing is just one spray. Now, if you spray the countertop and you notice there's still something that looks like a bubble, it's not a bubble. Most likely it's a fiber off of the roller, or a chunk of the roller, or even a piece of dust or dirt that got in it, or an impurity. All the bubbles will pop with denatured alcohol. So if there's anything else that seems to be breaking the plane and you can see it, grab a needle or a toothpick and try to get it out. Most likely it's a hair. That's all we're doing. We're just trying to find everything that's in the countertop. And I think in this particular countertop, because we used the rollers so long, I think they started breaking down and we actually did get some pieces in it. But it's fine, because if you catch it early enough, you can just take them right out and that epoxy will lay down and you won't notice much. The key is noticing that stuff early on before it really starts setting up. A lot of problems people have is not catching things in the countertop soon enough, and so when it starts setting up, they try to pull hairs out and it ends up not laying back out, or you notice their fingerprints or hand marks in the epoxy because they did it too late. So just immediately look at the countertop and try to find any kind of imperfections in it. It should look like glass.